Warm greetings, Code Monkeys and fellow VEDSies. Welcome back to CodedLockFilms. This is just going to be a very sort of basic, totally unedited video. No intro, no outro, no frills. So, one of the things that happens every year during VEDS is obviously the anniversary of September 11th. And I know that the subject can probably gets fairly tiring for certain people, especially international audiences. But the events really did have a profound impact upon Americans, at least of a certain age. But the thing about this particular day and this particular topic is that I really do feel like I've talked about it every single way that I can. I've approached the subject of 9/11 from basically every angle that I know how and every angle that I feel right talking about, in a way that doesn't feel pandering or disingenuous or exploitative or whatever have you. And I don't personally feel as though I have really much of anything left to say about this particular topic. But at the same time, it feels equally disingenuous not to acknowledge it on the anniversary of the day that it happened. So basically, what I'm going to do is, instead of making another video on the topic myself, because again, I've said pretty much everything I've ever needed to say, anything I would ever feel right about saying on the subject. I'm going to recommend to you two videos that I think are very, very good and on one level or another approach this topic in a way that I haven't seen before, and in a way that relates to their particular impact on certain elements of the culture of America. One of those is Lindsay Ellis, formerly of Nostalgia Chick fame. She did an episode of her show called Loose Cannon on 9/11. Loose Cannon is basically it's an ongoing show that she does where she looks at a particular thing and how it has been portrayed in different ways in the media over the years. For example, she did one on the Wicked Witch of the West, where she looked at a bunch of incarnations of that particular character. She did one on the Phantom from the Phantom of the Opera, and like a bunch of different incarnations of that particular character. And she somewhat recently did one on 9/11. Which I think is really fascinating, really interesting, really helps to create this sort of... It's really good at explaining a sort of microcosm of how this event affected American culture as it relates to our media and the way that we tell stories. And it's a really, really good video. It's actually two videos. It's really, really fascinating. And I would highly recommend that. There's a link to that in the video description. And the other video that I'd like to recommend to you on the subject is MovieBob's. MovieBob is a film critic, formerly working for The Escapist, currently working for Geek.com. And excuse me. I should probably edit that out, but no. I said no edits. And he does a series of videos every once in a while called Really That Good, where he looks at a film that is considered to be a classic in some regard, and he examines the question of, are these things really as good as we remember them to be? And the answer for these videos, so far at least, has always been yes, and he goes into a lot of really great and really interesting detail about why that is the case with the videos that he examines. And he did one on Spider-Man 1 and 2, the Sam Raimi trilogy, just the first two movies in the Sam Raimi trilogy. And there's a section of each one of these videos called Impact, where he talks about the impact that this particular thing had in the world and the culture in which it existed at the time. And in a lot of ways, there are a lot of elements in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies that were in some regards, reactions to 9/11, and he examines it in a really thoughtful, really great, really interesting, really important way. It's quite a long video. It's over an hour long, but it's really, really deserving of your time. MovieBob is probably he is easily one of my favorite movie critics, and he does, he just does a really fantastic job. I take a lot of inspiration from him, just in the way that he applies full intellectual rigor to basically everything that he encounters, and I've always really appreciated his work, and I am particularly appreciative of the Spider-Man 1 and 2 Really That Good that he did, because they kind of helped they kind of helped me reconnect with my love of Spider-Man that I had kind of lost over the years, and also reconnected me with a lot of my lost optimism in a way. Like this particular video, I can honestly say without hyperbole that it really did change my life in some regards when I watched this video, and it's really, really good. It's really, really interesting. It's really fascinating. So I've linked to that in the video description as well. So yeah, please, if you're at all interested in this topic, or really even if you're not, give these videos a chance, because they might surprise you, and they're really, really quite good. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say today, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of it down in the comments. If you happen to watch either of those two videos, please leave, well, again, 3 videos, because Lindsay's loose cannon on 9/11 is 2 videos. But yeah, if you enjoyed those videos, please leave comments on those videos, and come back here and tell me what you thought of those videos, because it's something I'd really be interested in talking about. Yeah, so until next time, Code Monkeys and fellow VEDSies, I will see you tomorrow.